Hello and welcome to Michelle's Life on Repeat. I have some beautiful Phalaenopsises and a few other flowers that I wanted to show you that I acquired this month of August. Got a few orchids in earlier in the month, and the video I made had poor quality of sound, so I thought I'd remake it with some additions I got yesterday. And this first one is super tall, really gorgeous, love it. And it was at Costco, believe it or not, for a whopping low price tag of $14.99. I just couldn't believe it. Two big stems with all these flowers. Now there was some buds on these last three and they blasted on the ride home from Costco. You imagine they're kept next to the freezer section in Costco, so they get pretty cold. But let me show you the roots on the inside. We lost some of the buds down here too. But you know, I'm always thinking when I buy them at Costco or at the grocery store that it's the next years and the years after where all their beauty shines through, because they come in from the grocery stores just a little bit tired, a little bit worn out already, going through the hot and the cold and all the changes. We have this one that's in a bark, and you know, it's due for a good watering. I am one who usually likes to change the media right away. Now these first two that I'll show you have been in my house for over 2 weeks, so they are looking a little ready for some more life. My problem is knowing how I want to transplant them, what kind of media. I have so many options. And you see the one in the back, this one was the other one that I got from Costco. Now you can see that it's been 2 weeks and the weather changed. We are in a heat wave right now, so these ones are dead. I don't have them in my orchid room because the orchid room is high 80s right now, and for Phalaenopsises that just makes them want to wilt a little bit sooner. But can you see the beauty of those blooms up close? They are just really pretty. Let me see if I can get that light on it a little better. These are a white with maroon, and there is a yellow zebra striping deep in the heart of it. Now this one, let's see how she is planted. She is in bark once again. And ready for a repot when I get more closer to that stage. We do have some blasting buds here. This next little one came from a grocery store called Fred Myer's, which is related to the Fry's grocery store chains. And she is a pale yellow with a golden yellow lip. And I think she's just dainty. I love her colors. She's strong and healthy. She's been going like I say, for a month. She is in a moss in the original plastic potting still. She got watered recently, so you see the green, and she's doing really well. And she might be a candidate that I put in leca when all is said and done. I have enough leca and enough bark, and it seems I get great results from both. The leca seems a little less needy. I don't have to water it as much, so I might choose leca for her. And the second one that I bought that same day at the Fred Meyer's grocery store. Look at those colors. It's mottled. This is a burgundy wine. They're getting a little tired here. I've lost a few of the petals, but a few of the blooms, like this one, is curling over, ready to go. But still much life in them. And two spikes, again, plastic container. Now is in bark, and her roots are doing good. getting ready for me to figure out what she'll live in for the future. And then yesterday I went out to Trader Joe's. Now I have avoided that store for so long because, as my husband says, you cannot go in that store and buy just one orchid. I'm like, sure I can. No. And I even self-disciplined. I did not take a shopping cart in with me. So whatever I got, I had to be able to hold in my hands. Well, you can get creative on how many plants you can hold in your hands. I walked out with a lot. Let's take a peek at the first one here. This was a threesome pot, and you get 3 plants in the pot, I think for $24.99. Now this one has a regular plant, and it has 2 different Phalaenopsises. Let's look at this first Phalaenopsis. The colors are soft and pink with a blush in the middle and yellow. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And she has 2 spikes to her plant. And the second Phalaenopsis in there is a different yellow. I had to get her. I hadn't seen this yellow before. Let's see if I can get a good close-up for you. That pink in the middle, it's just beautiful. I am just in love with that pink and yellow, and then the yellow with pink. Just in love with it. Let me turn this one so you can see her. They're nice and thick. And then it comes with the free, I call it free, plant down there in the potting soil. I love it because I divide those out and I end up with a bunch of greenhouse plants around my house. Now these next 2 plants are not Phalaenopsis. They are house plants or flowers, and I just couldn't pass them up. Look at how bright. Green is one of my favorite colors, and living in the Pacific Northwest after coming from different barren lands where, like Arizona, I remember my kids got off the plane and they said, oh my God, look at all the different shades of green along the freeways, the highways, the roads. And yeah, you can never have too many shades of green. I just love this plant. For $5.99, I think I could make it live a little bit. Let's see, here is a tag. Tropical foliage. Oh, it is. There is a Callianthe zabrina. She's due for a watering. She feels pretty dry. And let me show you. This is my next one. Is my favorite flower in the whole wide world, in the whole wide flower kingdom. Except for it's not the color that is my favorite. This is a Gerbera daisy. I always call them Gerber daisies. But look at that. I tried 2 summers ago to grow seeds. And yep, they never even got very far. And they definitely never turned into flowers. But this one has 2 new buds coming up. And if I treat her right in my indoor orchid room with enough light, I'm hoping she'll just keep on growing and growing. Now, $5.99, and you can't go wrong with a good solid pot like that to later put your plants in. All right, now up are my last 2 orchids that we got at Trader Joe's. This is another multi-purpose pot with 3 plants in it, and I turned the light on to see if the colors become more true. It is a yellow, a soft yellow, peachy, some maroon dots, a little bit of white on the lip. Just gorgeous. But I think it changes a little bit when the light is off, so you'll probably see it more true to color with the light being off. But look at that. She's got strong and waxy. Some buds to open. It looks like as they fade and as they mature, the colors bleed. So whereas this one is more yellow, it's all peachy in there now where it's bled. The maroon is bled through. Love it. I believe it's just a one spike on that orchid in the back, but we have the orchid in the front, and my husband said that's his favorite orchid that I brought home. That one right there was his choice, and it is gorgeous. I'll try to get a different light on it. The back side is just as pretty as the front side. Let's see, like that's the back of it. But when you turn it around, she's just as pretty on the front, but has more of a white across the top of it. Just beautiful. But she looks purpley to me, pink and purpley. And again, she comes with her own little variety of a green plant. So I will put those two green plants together from these two pots when I reshuffle the deck and put them in one container for greenhouse plants. I want to thank you for watching my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. I love to talk about orchids and life in general, and I love to communicate back and forth with my viewers. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for sticking with me today, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video.